It stemmed from several fights that we've had in the jail involving gang members and just increasing gang violence in the jail. The jail staff asked that our SWAT team assist with a search of a cell block that contained all gang members, and they wanted intel along with evidence to assist in the criminal investigation of those assaults out of those cells. Basically, writings that the gang members have in their cells, and also looking for any contraband, weapons, narcotics, things of those nature. 5:30 this morning, we entered the cell block. We had 21 SWAT officers, and I believe there were 8 CERT team members from the jail. We entered with less lethal weaponry, ordered the inmates to remain still and show their hands. There were a small group of inmates that made attempts to dispose of or destroy evidence. They basically grabbed these writings, these small writings, and tried to place them in the toilets or the sinks and flush them or destroy them with water.
My husband, he called me this morning saying they woke him up early, yelling at all of them, telling me, he woke me up around 8. He said they woke them up around 5:30, 4:30. Tell them, oh, get the fuck down. Motherfucker is yelling at them, shooting everywhere. So they all hit the ground. They know what's going on. They didn't give no warning, no nothing. Everybody's asleep, okay? Took them all out, handcuffed them all, put them out in the yard for about 2 hours. There's guys bleeding, everything. He said, asking for medical attention. They wouldn't give them medical attention. Some of these guys, they had the handcuffs so tight on them, their hands were going numb. They said, oh, my hands are numb. The CO's laughing, and they tell them, oh, sorry, mine. Okay, they told them that they're gonna come back every time, and every time they come back, it's gonna be worse for them. So they're scared. They don't know what's gonna happen next. They're scared for their life.
That's my only son.
We don't even know what's
going
on.
If something happens to my son, I'll put a big lawsuit on this place right here. Somebody needs to do something about this. They can't be continually torturing people in here.
Treating people like animals.
The inmates are clearly unhappy that we were able to retrieve their personal documents like that, these gang writings. In fact, they might be in some kind of trouble within the gang for allowing us to obtain those documents. Of course, they're calling friends and family members, making false allegations that we used excessive force, which we did not, absolutely did not. And, you know, the family members involved, of course, they're going to be concerned for their loved ones in jail. They weren't there. They didn't see it. That is exactly why we videotape missions like this. There are surveillance videos running around the clock inside the jail. I'm the SWAT team leader. I wear a helmet camera that records all of our missions, and I tape recorded interviews with each and every inmate afterwards. And all of that is just to show our activity, justify our actions. To start with, element of surprise, I mean, that's critical. If someone knows you're coming, they're going to prepare for you. It definitely was a success. We did retrieve the documentation we were looking for. It sounds like there was some paraphernalia, although I don't have any real details on that yet. And, you know, we put out a real clear message that we're not going to tolerate this kind of violence in the jail. And if they want to act that way, then this is how we're going to return. You know, there was one injury. One person did have to make a trip to the hospital for sutures to his foot, and that was as a result of one of our less lethal rounds. There were a number of individuals that had, you know, bruising, almost an abrasion from it's a rather coarse bag that contains the bean bags, and when those hit it causes a scratch almost, and they can bleed. And that's about it.
He's been locked up in and out, and he said he's never experienced anything like this in any kind of county jail. He said that he felt like it was worse than being in prison, being in the right with the correctional officers there. He felt like everybody was just treated like dogs very unfairly.